you, Maria, as we welcome you back to San Antonio and the Alamo Dome. Our first matchup of the doubleheader tonight. Oregon out of the Pac-12 and the regular season champions of the Atlantic Coast Conference, the Louisville Cardinals. Alamo region action. And in our games earlier today, the 1 seeds advance. South Carolina off the bench, Letitia Amihir had a big game as they knocked out Georgia Tech, and then Stanford, the overall #1. Kiana Williams with a big day as they rolled. So the ones were winners today. How about the 2 seed Maryland and the 2 seed Louisville tonight? Will the favorites advance, or might we see another upset? As we welcome you inside the Alamo Dome, Beth Mowens along with Debbie Antonelli and LaChina Robinson. As you heard them talking in the studio, it is size versus speed in our first game of the night. We're talking about 6'7" and 6'5" Sedona Prince, Niara Sabally on that front line for Oregon.
It's a lot of front line size for Louisville to match up with, and this is why it's so good. Kelly Graves has gone to the high-low game. The duck in by Sabally or by Prince is a great job by Sabally to deliver the pass away from the defense, and then watch Sabally work inside. They can invert these two players. She spins off the contact. Again, dropping the pass away from the D, leading Sabally to the basket. This is a nice combination on the interior for Oregon.
They are coming off their best tandem game of the season. Both able to bounce back from serious injuries over the last couple of years and are healthy. So now on to the speed element, and that 2-time ACC Player of the Year, Dana Evans, seeking a little redemption.
Dana Evans has got to dictate on both sides of the floor. She's got to get this team in transition and play the vertical game, north and south. And when she does that, she is dangerous when she gets her hips and shoulders past her defender. She also has the ability to create offense with her defense. She hasn't shot it well, Beth, but there's other things that she can do to impact winning for her team.
Fabulous during the regular season at 21 a game, down to 13 points per game over the last 5. And LaChina Robinson, she heard from a friend this week who knows a thing or two about handling pressure.
Yeah, guys, it's no secret that Dana Evans has been struggling in the postseason, and 2 nights ago she received a phone call from her former teammate and 2-time ACC Player of the Year, Asia Durr. Now, Asia Durr, having been in Dana Evans' shoes before, shared some advice with the All-American. She said, stick to your form, stick to your technique, your basic mechanics of shooting. She said, if you feel like you're struggling, get some easy buckets. And there was one more thing. She said, make sure you have fun.
Job #1 today for a spot in the Elite 8. Home whites for the Ville, road greens for the Fighting Ducks of Oregon. Louisville, the last remaining ACC standing. Oregon hoping to join Stanford and Arizona in the Elite 8.
You'll see an aggressive man-to-man defense by Louisville.
And immediately a 3-second violation called on Oregon.
Well, that's an important call early in the game for Louisville, who lacks size on the front line, so that Oregon's not camping out in the paint.
Here's a look at the Capital One starting lineup for Louisville. A pair of freshmen, both named to the All-ACC freshman team, Haley Van Lith and Olivia Cochran. Mikasa Robinson is their defensive specialist. Van Lith and Cochran were terrific in their second-round win. They carried a lot of the load. And here is Van Lith, who Jeff Walls told us yesterday, Debbie, he wants to get her some looks and some good shots early.
Well, they do a good job going inside out against the zone, and Mikasa Robinson is a terrific playmaker in the middle of that zone, but she's not really a shot taker.
Capital One starting lineups for Oregon. The shooters are Boley and Mikesell. They are going with a rookie at the point, Maddie Shear, replacing the injured Tahina Paupau, as Sabally gets a touch in the lane.
And the one thing Kelly Graves is prepared for is Louisville will switch 1 through 4 on that screening action, and that means that you're going to end up with a big being defended by a small, and they're going to take advantage of that, just like we saw.
Dana Evans, #1 in white, swings it around to Robinson. In and out, rebounded by Aaron Boley.
Look at Mikasa Robinson having to defend Niara Sabali. That's a tough matchup for Louisville.
Boley, nobody got a body on her, but she missed the chippy. Louisville will want to run before that D gets set, and Sabali with the block on the perimeter. Niara bothered by Evans. Jeff Walls was screaming for the timeout, and he got it. And they are going to give it to him. A quick one here, tied at 2.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
A couple of coaches that have taken their teams to Final Fours. 3 times for Jeff Walls. Twice Louisville has played for the national championship. Winningest coach in Louisville history. And Kelly Graves led Oregon to the Final Four the last time we played one. Prior to the pandemic last year, you'll probably remember the names Sabrina Ionescu, Satu Sabali, and Ruthie Hebard. Along with South Carolina, Oregon, one of the favorites as we played a championship a year ago.
Little full court pressure back into the 2-3 zone. Good communication on that big back row for Oregon in this zone.
Haley Van Lith short on the shot. Second chance up and in from Kiana Smith, transfer from Cal.
And Louisville can get into their full court pressure off a made basket. And how about the play of Mikasa Robinson to save that from going out of bounds and get it to Smith?
We're already seeing too, Debbie, there'll be a few different ball handlers to help out Maddie Shear, the freshman who is from Kentucky, who is now running the point for Oregon.
I mean, watch Mikasa Robinson at 5'8", guarding Niara Sabali at 6'5" on the block.
One of the more challenging assignments for her. Olivia Cochran catches in traffic, another second chance, and it's the second block for Sabali today. This is Sedona Prince. Started out her career at Texas, transferred to Oregon, had to sit out, coming back from a severe leg injury. Shear relocates and finds Prince for the turnaround.
High hands, good switches, good ball pressure by Louisville, and then that vertical game right there, Beth. They want to try to score quickly before they have to go against that size.
Biggs have bothered several shots. Boley gets an open look. Another one-and-done trip. See if Louisville can get Dana Evans going a bit. Using the screen.
Man-to-man.
Both sides cool to start. 2 for 9 Louisville, 1 for 6 Oregon. And they are having Boley and Mikesell bring the ball across midcourt, so Shear doesn't have to deal with Evans for 94 feet. Mikesell short on the shot, and a foul on the rebound, and this will be on Sedona Prince. Louisville doing a good job getting a body on the bigs on the glass, Debbie.
It's that quickness, it's that speed, it's the way they're bringing great ball pressure on the defensive end. You don't want to let a team like Oregon, who shoots the 3 well, to get comfortable with their size. You've got to make it tough for them. They're 0 for 4 outside the 3-point line right now.
Good job by Shear. Get down on the deck for the pick. Prince, short corner over Cochran. 1 for 8 to start for the Dubs.
Look how quickly Louisville converts from their D to their offense. There'll be no walking the ball up the floor tonight.
And lift. Turned back out by the Oregon D, 10 on the shot clock. Robinson probes as Evans relocates. See if Dana's gonna hunt a shot. She does. Offensive rebound. Got it. Van Lith, the floater.
What a shot by Van Lith. Great hustle to get that offensive rebound. And then over the 6'7", Sedona Prince.
He's got 4 early on. Sabally, 1 for 9 now, Oregon.
Well, Louisville has got them playing faster than they're comfortable playing, right? That's the whole, you know, game plan and the scheming for Louisville is to speed them up. And watch Sabally, he's not even guarding Robinson, just sitting in the paint.
Boy, they are looking to Van Lith early on here to provide the scoring punch. Dana Evans has started out 0 for 2, 6 minutes into our Sweet 16 showdown. Ducks need a bounce here to go their way. They've missed 8 shots in a row, and there it is.
Good pick and roll.
Evans off the bounce. Nice drop off and another block for Prince, but Cochran stays with it.
It's a great job of Dana Evans to get to the middle of the floor off the bounce, make a good play on balance.
Evans contributing, got a rebound and an assist. Prince gets that one to go.
How about soft hands, good footwork, 6'7", impressive.
Prince and Sabally in the second round combined for 37 points and 14 rebounds in the upset of the 3-seed Georgia. Evans for 3. Off the front of the rim and the ricochet out to Louisville. Van Lith. Prince has it. And we've got a whistle down at this end of the floor, and is this a foul on Prince? It would be her second. Got tangled up with Mikasa Robinson.
Oh yeah, Robinson knocks it out of her hands, and Prince,
Ooh.
And they're not going to look at it. Usually they go and look at it. We haven't been looking at those in this tournament, or since we've been here. We've seen a couple like that.
So Prince will have to come out of the game here. 2:44 to go, and the 2 quick fouls. So at 6'7", she's out. Lydia Giomi checks into the lineup in her stead.
At 6'6".
Yeah. And now it's Sydney Parrish, another one of the talented freshmen. #1 class in the country arriving on campus this year for Oregon. Got a trap on Evans in the corner. Ball is out. It'll stay at this end.
Good D by Oregon. They get the trap, and Dana Evans tries to step through it. This is a good effort right here. You get the opponent in the corner, and you can bring a good trap, and then everybody denies one pass away.
Enrico Kono, #11 in white for Louisville.
Oregon very active in their zone.
Step back, good face up. Elizabeth Dixon, junior out of Memphis, hits it.
She's going to have to play big inside and be a factor for Louisville. They don't have a lot of size. They've got more quickness than Oregon. But she can take up some minutes on one of the bigs for Oregon defensively.
Holy. Boy, when she started out, Debbie, she was a 3-point shooter, and that was about it. She's added a lot to her game over the years.
Well, last year they would put her in the corner because they were so good running that middle pick and roll with Sabrina Ionescu and Ruthie Hebert. Shooters in the corner just spaced out the help. She's gotten a lot better off the bounce.
More of Dixon. Tono with the board. Evans will pull up. Can't get that one to fall. 0 for 4 to start. And a foul on the rebound against Louisville.
competitive, nothing easy. Both teams D'ing up.
Bunch of substitutions on both sides. Under a minute and a half to go in the quarter. Taylor Chavez has come on here for Oregon. She'll bring it up.
You hear the whole Louisville bench yelling horns. They've done such a good job scouting Oregon.
Sabally, the pretty spin. Dixon jarred it loose.
That's a pretty good D right there. Elizabeth Dixon moving her feet. I like the move by Sabally also from the high post.
Chavez counting down the shot clock. She put Shear in a tough position.
2-for-1 opportunity here, Beth. You can score quickly, but Balagoon turns it over.
Turn it over. And oh boy, Maddie Shear may have been hurt on the play. They've already lost one point guard due to injury, and Shear limping, trying to contribute. Three-pointer off the mark, and she's struggling to get back down the floor to defend. And Chavez will commit a foul so that they can take a look.
Well, it's a good foul because it's only the second or third team foul. So no free throws, you stop the clock, you get her out of the game. And you see right there, number 23 in green, that left ankle.
She was already a replacement for their usual starter, Tahina Paupau, who was out for the tournament with an injury. If the athletic trainers look at her, they will stick with Chavez and Meixel on the perimeter with Parrish.
So I think they got to check the clock here. Yeah, that foul was committed with 26 on the shot clock, so you don't get a new shot clock.
Both sides shooting under 30% in this first quarter. A little bit more low scoring than we thought. You can essentially wait for one here. Van Lith to initiate. Evans so creative off the bounce. Drops it off. Blocked again inside. First quarter complete and a 2-point game.
Haley Van Lith takes it inside, over 6'7" with a little contact.
The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Elite 8 begins tomorrow on CBS and TBS, or you can stream the games on your March Madness Live app from anywhere. For more info on game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. Got some March Madness right here in San Antonio, Louisville and Oregon as we start the second quarter. And this was Kelly Graves in his hotel room earlier today watching his son's team. He's a reserve for the Zags, who stay undefeated, Debbie, and a big win today for them.
Yeah, his son Will, he's been a part of the Gonzaga's team, and there's a historical run for the Zags. Should they stay undefeated and win the whole thing? That hasn't happened on the men's side since 1976. That would be the Indiana Hoosiers.
Indiana women are still alive, of course. They are in the Elite 8 against Arizona tomorrow night, as are UConn and Baylor. A monster match in the Elite 8 tomorrow night on ESPN. Niara Sabally traveled with it. A sloppy start for both sides. Neither has shot it well, Debbie. Defenses are jamming things up.
It's credit to the defense. I mean, both teams are doing a great job with their defensive scout. They understand personnel. Louisville with great ball pressure. The size of Oregon in their zone.
Sedona Prince picked up 2 fouls in that first quarter. She remains on the bench. And Maddie Shear suffered an apparent ankle injury. She too is out. And Dana Evans has started the game tonight 0 for 5 for the ACC's two-time Player of the Year.
That's the best shot that she's taken, the only uncontested shot that she's had. And they did a good job. You can't stay on top of that zone. You got to work inside out. You got to get the ball inside. You got to get cutters through that zone.
Dixon out to make the block. Excuse me, Balagoon. Evans in transition. Back to Balagoon. Clean look. That won't go. Louisville. Swatted by Sabali.
It's a defensive clinic right now.
Already got 6 block shots at both ends of the floor.
Nothing easy. Nice bounce pass inside. I thought Dixon right here, maybe a little pump fake. Maybe put it on the floor and try to go by Sabali, around her, not just over the top.
That's 2 6'5" forwards going at each other. There's one for Evans.
Nice job by Balagoon. Snake behind that step-up screen, get inside the paint and kick to an open shooter. Now maybe Dana Evans will take a deep breath.
Able to hit her first basket. In the paint, 4 for 8. Outside the paint, 0 for 8. And that obviously means they have not knocked down a triple when they turn it over there on the drive. So down a post player, down the starting point guard for the Ducks.
Dana Evans using that speed to get quickly into their front court.
Let's check in with LaChina.
Hey guys, we haven't gotten an official word on the availability of Maddie Shear, but looking from across the way, she did get tended to on that left ankle by athletic trainer Kim Terrell, and I can tell you right now she's got ice on the ankle and now is walking to the back, so they may look to do a little bit more testing here or retaping, but I'll keep you posted.
Thank you, Shear, the freshman from Florence, Kentucky. Sydney Parrish to Taylor Chavez. 0 for 7 from deep, and you can hear Jeff Walls yelling out, rebound and go. Off the bounce, Evans, one-handed and a foul.
I mean, how explosive is that first step? Dana Evans getting to the free throw line. It's a good push by Louisville up the floor. A nice screen by Van Lith, and then she's just gonna blow by Mikesell. If you're gonna jump out on that switch and you're gonna help on that ball screen, you need to force her back to the middle where the help is. Otherwise, Mikesell is gonna get beat off that every time.
And Dana is only one of the best free throw shooters ever, 90% on the season. Senior out of Gary, Indiana. Came up as an understudy to ACC Player of the Year and All-American Asia Durr. Has been to the Final Four. Started out as a 6th Player of the Year, then worked her way up to Player of the Year, to All-American status. It's been quite a ride.
Kono doing a good job locking trail off that action by Boley. Switch. Good D by Louisville.
They made it tough on Aaron and a foul on the glass.
You know, there's different ways you can switch, Beth. You can switch just to keep the ball in front, or you can switch to steal. And Louisville is switching to steal. They're trying to jump out in the passing lane on those switches to try to get a turnover. Balagoon has given Louisville some really good minutes on the offensive end here.
Kono tried to kick it back out and turned it over.
That was a bad spot to give her the ball, and there's a bad spot to give Sabali the ball.
Off the kneecaps, and Sedona Prince will check back in here with 2 fouls and 6:13 to go in the first half. Untrappable, unflappable, Dana Evans.
I wouldn't even try to trap her if I was Kelly Graves, because she knows how to handle two, stretch the D, and make a play.
Well, and Kelly knew he had to get Prince back out there. It's a 10-2 run since she checked out, and Evans gets the bounce. And a timeout called by Oregon. 10-point lead for Louisville.
Speed versus size is the way we sold it, and this is why. Dana Evans, 10-point lead, Cardinals.
NCAA Women's Championship, presented by Capital One, is brought to you by Blue Diamond Almonds. Crave victoriously.
I can tell you guys it is a bit breezy in the Alamo Dome. I'm not saying that's the reason for a combined 0 of 14 from downtown, but I can tell you it's an 8-0 run right now for Louisville and a 6-minute scoring drought for the Ducks.
Chavez having to take over some of the point guard responsibilities and really be the lead guard, not necessarily the point. Just get them involved in their offense.
Prince gets the bucket inside as she continues to play with the 2 fouls.
Really good ATO after timeout by Kelly Graves to get his team, as Coach Landers said, to the 6-7 under the bucket.
She's back in the middle while Sabali catches her breath out of the quarter break. Another offensive rebound. Speedier Louisville winning the glass right now, and the kick out for Dana Evans and a 3.
Good one more pass on the perimeter by Narika Kono. I'm sorry, Narika, I just lost your name for a second.
After the 0 for 5 start, Dana has now hit 3 shots in a row. Update on Maddie Shear. This was out in the VOM just a moment ago, trying to test out that left ankle with the athletic trainers. Over the top, looking for Prince, and just a little bit too much on it.
Well, it was the right idea, but this last couple of trips for Louisville's defense, their ball pressure a little bit different, right? Just a little bit softer. They got to get up on Chavez because she's looking to pass it inside.
6 turnovers now for Oregon. They are shooting just 26% for the game. Sabali will return.
Louisville knew that Oregon liked to run that high-low game with their bigs, and they've really done a nice job of stuffing all that action.
Evans with the push.
Dana Evans starting to look like the confident All-American that she's played like all year.
The blow-by of Sabali wraps it around. She's hit her 4th basket in a row.
Uh-oh. Here she comes. They've been waiting for Dana Evans all postseason, starting with the ACC tournament.
I think she's been getting tired of people asking her what's wrong lately.
Well, I know when we talked to her on Zoom the other day, you know, she's not able to get in the gym as much as she's used to and getting the reps in that she likes. She's a worker.
Balagoon, good pressure on the ball. Oregon will keep it here with the arrow.
You know, when you have a certain shot routine, Beth, and you can't keep up with that routine in an environment like this, it's tough, but this is a great change of pace. Keep your dribble alive on the baseline and find a crevice to the rim.
Shot clock is winding down. Prince had to fade away. Boley, offensive rebound. Looking to get it into Sabali, and it's going back over to Louisville.
So if you're going to dribble and not dribble with a purpose, then you're just allowing the defense to load up to the ball. Right there, Boley needs to dribble, improve that angle, and then drop it inside, or reverse it. Because Louisville is loading up to the basketball, meaning they are really getting strong side, one pass away denial with great ball pressure.
And again, no relief from the perimeter. Meitzel and Boley Ofer from outside the arc, and things are going Louisville's way. Kiana Smith hits.
Hey, last time Kiana caught it in that spot, she turned and she was so open, I think she didn't realize. This time she was much more patient about making that shot.
Short on the shot. Second chance up and in for Boley.
I mean, is it me or Boley seems to be everywhere right now, right? I mean, she's on the offensive glass. She's communicating defensively. Oregon's going to shift back to their, looks like they're in their man-to-man.
7 rebounds for Boley to go along with 4 points, as Evans gives it away. China?
Yeah, guys, I'm talking to Kelly Graves. I mean, he mentioned Erin Boley on several occasions, just saying that he needed her to step up and use her leadership, but also her experience as a senior on this team to set the tone. Now, keep in mind, she's also a Kentucky girl, so this is a little bit of a rivalry game for her, but just someone that he is looking to lead, in particular with some of the injuries and the foul trouble that they're facing early.
Meixel from mid-range.
That's her first basket, and she comes off that screen ready to score.
Transfer from Maryland. She and Boley can shoot it. Last touched by Oregon. Van Lith will check back in, and so will Cochran here for Louisville.
Just need to let Dana Evans clear it out. Just get out of the way, absolutely.
Evans.
Yes, she told him, get out of the way, I'm going through the middle. Good post up by Cochran, too, to occupy that help.
5 of her last 6 have gone down. She's got 13. Meixel. 50-50 ball goes to Louisville. Dana thought about the 3, will step back and take it now. Heat check not quite hot enough. Jeff Walls just lowered his mask and said, hey, you got to drive there.
Yeah. Staying encouraging, right? I mean, yep. keeping her thinking. You know, not all players can take coaching, right? But Dana Evans can take coaching from Jeff Walls. You got a good relationship. You know, she's become an excellent student of the game thanks to him. He's done a lot to add to her game. She already had so many tools, and now she has refined the detail of her game. And she did have a shooting slump coming into this tournament, but she looks pretty good here in the first half.
Slow start to the quarter, but has changed the game here in the second. Kick out, Balagoon. Parrish has it weak side. Coming up on the final 30 seconds of this first half.
Well, he made a mistake on Meixel.
Went under the screen, she missed it, gets it back. Boley will give it a try. Still can't find the range. Parrish, and taken away by Balagoon.
I mean, Balagoon didn't even jump. She just took it right out of her hands. Look at the wingspan and the length of Elizabeth Balagoon on this play. Olivia Cochran trying to keep it alive. Right into the hands of Balagoon. One more possession here for Louisville.
The Cardinals have held Oregon to 3 baskets here in this second quarter to open up the lead. Back to Evans to create. Goes to work down the right side, drops it off. Balagoon to beat the buzzer. Evans off the bounce, and Balagoon with the finish, 29-14 at the half.
13 points for Dana Evans and a couple of assists. Good time and score management late in the shot clock to end the half, and I dare say Dana is back.
largest lead for Louisville, and that generated a big fist pump from head coach Jeff Walls. Let's send it over to LaChina.
Dana Evans, you have 13 points in just the first half of this game. This is the best offensive start that you've had in the postseason. What has helped you to get into this rhythm on the offensive end today?
I would just say just letting the game come to me. My teammates looked for me early, got me some easy looks open. But I didn't knock the first few down, but I didn't get down on myself because I'm the leader of this team. And for us to win, my head has to be straight. So
you've held Oregon to 14 points in this half. Defensively, what's working? What do you need to continue to do?
Well, we're in a zone right now. We're focused. We're listening to the coaches. We're following the game scout, and that's just what it needed to be. Coach gave us a talk before the game and said if we come out flat like we did the last 2 games, we won't win this game. And we don't want to go home, so we came out ready to defend.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the NCAA Championships presented by Capital One. Louisville and Oregon with the winner to get Stanford in the Alamo Region Final on a couple of nights from now on ESPN. South Carolina will face the winner of our nightcap tonight, the Maryland Terrapins and the Texas Longhorns. Dana Evans, we knew she needed to have a big night, Debbie, and she has delivered.
Hello, Dana Evans, and welcome back to college basketball. What a terrific first half. She does a good job of spotting up off the penetration by Balagoon. They're doing an excellent job getting inside out that Oregon zone. And when you have to come with a closeout on Dana Evans and you're 6'5", forget about it. She's going to the rim. And then watch the post up here by Cochran, who occupies the help off the bounce. Mike Sell's got no chance. Dana Evans in rhythm.
Her average fell to just 13 a game over the last 5 games. She's matched it in the last 8 minutes and 25 seconds. After the 0-5 start, she's hit 5 of her last 6. And a big reason why Louisville with the commanding lead as we start the second half.
And you know, I watched Olivia Cochran take about 10 shots at halftime in that mid-post area because that's the spot inside the zone where she can find some offense.
The speed has been very bothersome for Oregon. Louisville has been all over them on this end of the floor, and an and 1 for Sabali. So the Ducks attack the paint right away.
Well, that's a matchup that Kelly Graves was able to take advantage of early with this small lineup on the floor for Louisville. Look at Mikasa Robinson sitting on the legs of Sabali, but she's 6'5". Robinson's 5'8". There's that high-low game. You got to have more pressure on the ball on top to help protect Robinson trying to defend inside.
It's only the 2nd foul of the night on Louisville, and that was the problem for Oregon in the first half. They only made 7 baskets. They turned it over 8 times, and they were 0 for bagels from downtown.
And Beth, it's not just the speed with the small lineup up and down the floor, it's the acceleration and cadence through their offense. They've got to play quickly here with this smaller lineup against Oregon.
And Lith circles back around. Cochran will go off the bounce, get inside, see if they can get that 3rd foul on Prince, and then the kick out for Smith.
I mean, really good offensive maturity right there in that possession because deep into the shot clock, Kiana Smith is aware and catch and shoot with 4 on the shot clock.
No true point guard on the floor for the Fighting Ducks. Tiana Paupau, their fabulous freshman.
See Dana Evans' ball pressure didn't allow the lob to come in.
She got hurt. She's been out the postseason. The backup also hurt tonight. And an over-the-back foul on Sabali.
If there's a tougher competitor on the floor right now than Mikasa Robinson, I'm not seeing it. I mean, this kid right here, she does all the details. She's a right side of the box score kind of player, Beth. She'll get you rebounds, and she'll do a lot of things that don't show up in the stat sheet. She's not a scorer, but she's doing a tremendous job defending inside.
It's a dying breed, Debbie, and for some considered a naughty word to be a role player, and that is exactly what she is. Make yourself useful and make sure the coach has to keep you on the court. And that's what Robinson's doing. And Louisville is feeling it.
It's selfless, and it's a sacrifice of her own, right? She's not worried about stats. Nope. The number she's worried about is the W.
Wants to play another day. Prince. After Robinson doubled down, Sedona strong enough to finish.
I mean, great footwork inside. I love when a big girl at 6'7" can go off 1 foot like that.
Robinson drops it off. Cochran. Prince gets the block. 5th block for the Ducks. Boley in the trail. And there, finally, they break the seal from outside the arc after missing their first 10.
A little confidence right here on a little bit of a run for Oregon.
Cochran calling for it. Smith goes the other way. Ducks will take that all night long. Let Mikasa shoot it.
That's right, they don't guard her. So it's almost like on offense, you're playing 4 on 5. And that's why Mikasa puts it on the floor a lot, to try to get in the gaps and set people up.
Prince. Cochran was there to defend. Up and in by Sabali. Miara at 6'5". Prince at 6'7", a formidable front for the Ducks.
And see, now that Oregon has been able to score a couple of buckets, look at the cadence and the rhythm of Louisville slow down, because Oregon's getting back in transition and setting their D.
Ana Evans forced that one up. And Oregon a chance to build a 7-0 run. Sabali's got it. Ooh, tough pass for Prince. Short corner, Boley. And look at this, off the miss. Louisville can push a little bit. And now they'll reset. Both these coaches so good at calling the shots, getting the ball into the hands of the right people in the quarter court.
You know, it's one of the benefits, Beth, of not having fans is that you can hear everything from the coaches, so you can hear instruction, and both these guys are great game adjusters. So, you know, I always love when their offense is in front of them, because then you can hear their sets and their plays and what they're trying to get, and the shots they're trying to dictate for their offense, not the shots that the defense dictates.
Boley over the top of the shorter defender. Prince able to tap it back to Aaron. And she's got it, 9 unanswered, and here come the Ducks. They've cut the deficit in half after they fell behind by 18. Smith, good relocation outside.
It's what you're supposed to do as a shooter on the perimeter, absolutely. And a good look for Smith.
And now it's Graves' turn to bark out the instructions. Looking to get Boley off the curl or set up Sabali here. Good help by Cochran. Boley 3. Louisville now the team struggling offensively. They've missed their last 5 shots.
See, Mikasa Robinson can get that shot anytime in the shot clock because they're not guarding her. That's a good decision to run some offense.
Van Lith, the lefty, short. Nearly a 4-minute scoring drought for Louisville. Boley had it knocked loose. Evans the other way.
What a play by Evans. That is a terrific defensive play to tip it away and get the easy 2. She timed the rhythm of Boley's dribble right there and just deflected it so she could get a breakout, a break opportunity.
That ends the 9-0 run. This is going to be a challenge that the Ducks will have to embrace, trying to handle the ball without a true point. Especially against Dana Evans when she can do things like that. Whoop. Hey, the NCAA Championship continues tomorrow night with the Elite 8 right here on ESPN. We'll start the night at 7 Eastern, Baylor and UConn. And then it's the first-timers, Indiana and Arizona, one headed to the Final Four for the first time in school history. our Monday night Elite 8 doubleheader. We'll have another one for you on Tuesday night. We know Stanford will be there. Who's going to join them, Oregon or Louisville? And then we also know South Carolina will be there. And they will face the winner of Texas or Maryland. That is our nightcap coming up next.
South Carolina, the 1 seed, played like a 1 seed today. And so did Stanford.
So did Stanford, yep.
Outstanding.
Both look sharp. Boley, 1 for 13 outside the line for Oregon. Offensive rebound here.
Boley and Sedona Prince continue to stay aggressive on the glass, and they need to. They don't have any foul trouble, no foul issues right here. Boley, I'm telling you, you know what, Beth, you mentioned it earlier, her improvement is significant from last year, standing in the corner with a bunch of middle ball screen action and being a catch and shoot to being someone who can make plays all over the floor.
She's got 11. Well, when you've hit over 200 career three-pointers and defenders start running out at you, as Evans, circus shot for 2 more.
I mean, you get to the nail, she shoots that high arcing shot to get over the defense.
17 for Evans. Led the ACC in scoring this year, close to 20 a game. Sabali. Now they're starting to take advantage of the smaller defenders.
Really nice ISO coming off the ATO by Kelly Graves to get Sabali in space with the ball.
Under 2 to go here in the third. Evans has been tough to contain. That running one-hander's been strong tonight.
It's where the screen is set. It's almost on the free throw line. That is tough to guard because when she turns the corner, she's already by you in scoring range, ready to go.
Sabali cleans up the miss.
And Jeff Walz is not someone who overcoaches it, Beth. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to the same set. Here comes Cochran. You got a shooter in the corner on the strong side when Dana Evans drives.
Does the same thing and gets fouled.
Yeah, I've not known Jeff Walz to overcoach. If the play works, he will keep going back to it until you figure out a way to stop it. Watch this. Look where the screen is set by Cochran, and she rolls to the rim, and Prince has got to worry about the drive on help and the roll by Cochran. And you got a shooter in the corner, so you can't pinch off the strong side on the drive, or else Dana Evans kicks it to the corner for a 3. It's a well-designed set.
How about 19 points in 16 and a half minutes for Evans?
She missed a free throw.
That's a rarity.
She led the ACC back-to-back years in scoring. She's the back-to-back ACC Player of the Year.
That second free throw gets her to 20 for the evening. Leads back to 10.
Too stagnant. Oregon needs to move.
Sabali wanted it on the other side, and now she might be forced off the bounce to go in, and she'll draw the foul. Niara to the line.
I mean, what an incredible skill set by Niara Sabali. 6'5", can put it on the floor, shoots the 3.
This is just their second free throw of the game coming up.
Her sister had an unbelievable year in the WNBA for Dallas.
If you can't make it to San Antonio but want to be there for the Women's Final Four, get your cutout now and help support the K-Out Cancer Fund, the Pat Summit Foundation, the San Antonio Food Bank. Go to ncaa.com/WFF cutouts, and you can sit with us at the Final Four.
But you got to pay extra to sit next to Mowens, just so you know.
I like the aisle seat, but I take a middle for the good of the cause. Final 30 seconds of the quarter. Foley had it. And an injured Oregon Duck is Niara Sabali, who has come back from knee injuries the last 2 years. sister, Santu, missed an opportunity to play with her because of the injuries and landed on a teammate's foot right there. She and Sedona Prince have worked so hard, and together they've pulled each other through a long rehab last year.
I mean, it's hard to go through rehab, and it's easier when you can do it with your teammate, and it's helped develop their chemistry, but that's an unfortunate situation for Oregon. Is already down numbers. I mean, you mentioned Tiana Pau, who's out, who's their starting point guard all year, who's out. Now, Shearer goes out in this game with an ankle injury. We haven't seen her return.
Sabali is struggling to put any weight on the ankle. Last weekend, it was such a good story for the Ducks, their upset of Georgia, and Prince talked about how special it was to be able to work with Sabali to come back together. She said, we were broken when we got here. We weren't sure if we'd be playing again. And we pulled each other through, and they had such a good moment. Both played outstanding against Georgia. They said it felt so good to be out there on the court and to contribute, and hopefully we will see Niara again soon. 28 seconds to go in the third quarter. And an 8-point game for a spot in the Elite Eight. And it will be Oregon basketball. Full court press is on from Louisville. They get the trap on and the pick. Balagoon rushed the shot. Van Lith will kick it out, and Evans will compose.
Another turnover. What a momentum swing here for Louisville.
Wide open underneath. Terrific dish. Smith to Dixon. Louisville by 10 as we head to the fourth quarter. And the 2 seed has it going. To the Final Four, and our coverage will begin on Friday night pregame just before 6 Eastern, and then into the semifinal doubleheader with the championship game Sunday, April 4th at 6 Eastern. Baylor won the last one. 2019 didn't get to play last year due to the pandemic. And who will be there this time around? Winner here gets Stanford in the Elite Eight as we start the fourth quarter.
They go to their horn set, and Prince knocks down the 16-footer back. How about the 6'7" range right there? 6'7"-footer.
Yep, and she may have to go it alone inside after the injury to Niara Sabali. They're working on her ankle court side. Looks like she twisted it pretty good.
There's that spot in the zone that Louisville has been able to get a body in, but not been able to convert as many shots there. That mid-post area, in between the front line and the back line of that 2-3 zone.
More of Prince, and she's fouled.
This might give her a little bit more room to operate one-on-one without Sabali in there, because Aaron Boley moves to the 4, and they can go 4 out, 1 in with this lineup, instead of that high-low game that Kelly Graves likes to play when he's got 2 bigs in there.
Go ahead, LaChana.
Yeah, guys, I know you were talking about this a little bit earlier, but I'm sure Sedona Prince is inspired by seeing what happened to Niara Sabali. They did rehab together for about 2 years, keeping in mind that Sedona had that broken leg. She also had an ankle injury. Kelly Graves told us that she was only about 60 or 70% last year, but this season she's about 90%. She's been dunking in warm-ups, really starting to get healthy. But this is a young woman that has been through a lot in her journey and has fought through so much, and is really just starting to play her best basketball.
A big-time recruit, heavy expectations when she arrived at Texas. It did not work out in Austin. She relocated to Oregon. And this is an opportunity right here and now for Sedona to have a big moment and arrive on the national scene. Or will it be more of Dana Evans, who has been so clutch in fourth quarters throughout her career?
Casa Robinson back in the game for a defensive possession, Beth. Don't be surprised if Jeff Wells doesn't start considering that even now at this point in the game.
Mikesel. Good tracking there by Chavez to get him another possession. And then Chavez went over the back to tip it out.
I mean, that's the kind of effort you got to have on the glass right now. If you're Oregon, you need to find extra possessions. Can't turn it over. And I would keep going inside to Prince, trying to empty the playbook on Prince right now.
Here comes Dana Evans, 20 points to lead all scorers on the night for Louisville. Went to the Final Four as a freshman, trying to keep those hopes alive to bookend it her senior year. Hangs and gets it again.
Hang is right.
That was some time. Nice drop off and the block by Prince, and it will go to Oregon.
You got a pump fake at the shot blocker. Dana Evans gets deep penetration, draws Prince's help, but Prince recovers to block the shot with that long wingspan.
Mikesel and Boley continue to handle under duress. With the top 2 point guards out injured for the Ducks, Prince steps away again. Scramble for the 50-50 ball. Down on the deck is Parrish. Parrish, good catch inside, missed the layup.
Got bumped off her line a little bit.
Evans will try for three, and hit.
Big bucket for Louisville. That's the way an All-American plays to help her team survive and advance.
23 for Evans, and just like that, a 2-possession game becomes 3. Trying to get it to Prince. Dixon beat her to the spot. Evans on the run, and a foul.
Dana Evans with a lot of confidence. No one gets out on her. She's wide open. Simple for Dana.
Hits on the first. And off the miss, they'll get another possession.
Casa Robinson, one of the smallest players on the floor, battling on the glass. And I've been calling her 5'8" all game best. She's really 5'7".
She's got 4 rebounds. Deep 3 from Evans, and she hits again.
Dana Evans, go ahead and shoot till your arm falls off.
The drought is over for Dana. Timeout Ducks. Raining threes in a 27-point evening.
I bet Asia Durr is proud of the advice that she passed on to Dana Evans. Thank you, assist LaChana Robinson.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
How about our Capital One rewarding performance? 27 points in 26 minutes tonight, Debbie.
Oh, Dana, it's so great to see you back. We've missed you in college basketball the last couple of weeks. She's been fantastic. She started off slow. Her defense generated some offense. She's got to the free throw line. She's hitting deep triples. Her arm's about ready to fall off with that 27 points.
Talk to the shot doctor, Asia Durr, this week. And the ACC Players of the Year had a confab to reinstill the confidence, and it's worked. Evans the hot hand, and after Oregon got within 6, the Ville has opened things up again. Under 6 minutes to go for a spot in the Elite 8 and a date with Stanford.
Here's a chance for Louisville really to separate now. If you can't let Oregon back in the game at this point with a 13-point lead. And look how hard they're working to keep the pressure on.
Parrish on the drive, Robinson boards. Robinson, weak side, lets the defender blow by and lays it in.
I'd like to petition the NCAA for a new award in women's college basketball. How about a national glue player?
You're going to create another one?
Yeah, let's create another award. We should be honoring players like, role players like Mikasa Robinson that tough it out and stick it out and stay and do their job.
Guys, before Mikasa Robinson was the smallest player on the floor, she was the smallest player in her household. Kiana Smith gets a bucket there, but her sister, Alexis Robinson, played at Colorado, and I talked to her dad, Matt, who said they called Mikasa Diesel. That was her nickname because of how strong and tough she was. She has always been a fighter, wanted to be like her big sister, and she is doing things I'm sure she's proud of right now. Louisville running away with it.
Oh, she's a fun one to watch, Maria, thank you. We've had a fun one here, and the return of Dana Evans, 27 points to lead the way for Louisville. She's 10 of 18 after going scoreless for the first 10 minutes of the game. And an 11-0 run has busted it back open.
Well, you know, Dana knew that they can't win without her, and you keep the pressure of the games keep rising, the talent and the competition keeps rising, and your All-American has to level up, and she has.
And they have gone with the super short lineup here. No Prince, and Sabali still sidelined with the ankle injury.
You can hear Jeff Walls wants his team to take some time off the shot clock to execute.
Evans has it. Dana gets it right back. And knocked out of bounds two. Oh, they're going to get a foul over the back on Elizabeth Dixon. Prince and Sabali, high hopes to start, and the speed has been a major difference for Louisville. So disruptive.
Yep, it's what, the way we set the narrative for this game, size versus speed, and speed has been able to win out, and that's a 3-second call. The second 3-second call we've had in this game. As a matter of fact, Oregon's first possession was a 3-second call. Kelly Graves not having his full squad, and that's challenging. You know, NC State didn't have their full squad. Indiana played really well. You don't have your full squad. Louisville plays really well.
Smith off the bounce, and Louisville inching closer to trying to do what they did in 2018 to get to the Final Four that year when they had to go through a pair of Pac-12 teams. They beat Stanford and then Oregon State to advance. And tonight, Oregon, if they hold on and win this, they'll get Stanford next. Boley got it.
So good when she gets her feet under her shoulders. You know, there's the basket cut to score, and then there's the footwork on the perimeter to get yourself in position to catch and shoot. You're gonna have to go back and take a look at this play where Mikasa Robinson went down.
That's gonna give us an opportunity to check out some of Dana's work and the range that Evans has shown.
You know, sometimes I just like to carry my tape measure around because sometimes you just gotta measure it. 25 feet,
Whoa.
NBA range.
For a potential intentional or disqualifying foul.
And then right after that, Asia Durst tweet, deep money. And a big night for Dana, 27 points. And as LaChina reported earlier, Asia Durr, her former teammate on that 2018 Final Four squad, trying to pick her up, boost that confidence for tonight's game, and it's worked. And speaking of work, we don't see the hard work that was put in over the last 4 years by Evans to get to where she is. Out of Gary, Indiana, a reserve when she arrived on campus, undersized, and has shown tremendous heart to work her way from 6th player of the year to player of the year twice in the ACC. Let's check in with LaChina.
Guys, coming into the ACC tournament, actually, assistant coach for Louisville, Sam Purcell, showed Dana Evans some box scores, and they were of the Final Four run for Louisville back when Asia Durr was a member of the team. And what he was trying to show her on those box scores is how much help Asia Durr needed to get there.
That the contact was incidental.
The officials just announced that contact to Mikasa Robinson's face was incidental, so play will go on. But the purpose was to show Dana that Asia Durr did not do it alone. It took her teammates. There were times where Durr didn't get a lot of shots, where, you know, she was not the leading scorer on that night. And just to really take some pressure off of Dana's shoulders to say, hey, you've got a team full of people here. You don't have to press. And the more she's relaxed, the better she has played, especially today.
Cardinal Nation is loving that for sure.
Here is Evans. Picked up a dribble. 5 on the shot clock. Dana pulls up. Here's it out.
Pretty good defensive effort to hold a solid Oregon team that averages 72 points a game to 40 at this point.
Yeah, 32% shooting.
They set the tone early, Beth. You know, Louisville's defense, their switch to steal, their defensive ball pressure, guarding personnel, taking out that high-low game for Oregon. They really stuffed all that action.
What may be significant moving forward too, Debbie, we've seen Stanford shoot lights out from downtown. What was it, 15 more three-pointers in the game today?
Yeah.
They have held Oregon to 2 of 17 shooting from downtown. And that three-point defense will be at a premium in the Elite Eight.
You know how back in the day when you used to go to the playground and you had to play to stay, which means you had to guard your own? That's what that game's going to be like. If you rotate and you try to help, they're going to pick you apart.
Make it, take it, no blood, no foul.
Exactly.
Losers walk, winners talk. Those were good days out in the park.
I'm sure you did a lot of talking back then.
Talking's better than walking, Debbie. Minute and a half to go, and Louisville set to move on. And a lights out performance, some daggers from Dana. And Evans and company, champions of the ACC in the regular season, set to move on. And for the Ducks, a young team. Most will be back. They had another terrific recruiting class, and hopefully for Oregon, they can stay healthy next year. Robinson behind the back to Evans.
Do we have a one shining moment?
I don't know, but I think she's going to win your initial Glue Award for sure.
She's got my vote. She's had it all year. I respect the role. Look at that pass. Oh, yeah.
Big assist from Robinson. Mikasa Sukasa Dana. And that puts the capper on it in the final minute. Round of applause from the Louisville faithful in attendance. And oh, that is going to be a good one. Evans and Van Lith and Robinson and Cochran and company to face Kiana and Haley and Anna, and that's a well-balanced team from Stanford.
How much film do you think Coach Vanderveer is going to be watching between now
Probably already started, right?
Oh, yeah, she's already deep into the tape. I always ask her if I could come over and watch with her, but I know we're under COVID time, so she's got a excuse this year.
How about that? Not only does she bust out of the slump, but she ties her career high with 29 tonight. Oh, they're going to be reliving that one all night long.
Well, you know, not 100% for Oregon, just a tough draw for them without Pow Pow, and then Shear goes down, and then hopefully Sabali will be okay. It's going to be a good Oregon team next year, I can tell you that though, Beth.
But tonight, it's Louisville. 60-42, the Cardinals advance. And they will head to the Elite Eight to face Stanford on Tuesday night. Sixth time in program history, and they've all come in the last 14 years under the direction of Jeff Walz. And they are one win away from a fourth trip to a Final Four, still searching for that elusive national championship. So we know 7. We've got one more spot to fill. Coming up next, it's Maryland and Texas. The winner of that one will face South Carolina. Those 2 games on the bottom tomorrow night on ESPN, 7 Eastern, prime time, UConn, Baylor. Time to let the big dogs hunt in that one. And then Arizona and Indiana, one is headed to the Final Four for the first time ever. The emotion on the Oregon side. And the joy on the Louisville side. And Dana Evans with the headset on now with LaChina.
Dana, coming into tonight's game, you were averaging 13 points per game in your last 5, but 29 big ones for you tonight, including some pretty deep three-pointers. What was the difference in the way you played today?
I would just say I played with a poise. My teammates, they're the best. They're always there for me. They keep me going. They didn't never let me put my head down, no matter how bad I was playing or what happened. And I was just focused on them today, and I just came out just ready to play. I didn't want to go home.
Well, your team is advancing to the next round, and you're going to take on a very good Stanford team. I'm sure you remember them from your last Final Four run. What are you looking forward to in the matchup?
I'm excited. They're a really good team with a really good coach, so we got to come in ready to play. I thought our start today was a lot better than in the past 2 games that we've had, so we just got to come out ready, listen to what our coaches write up for the scouting report, and we got to come out ready to play because, like I said, they're a great team.
Thank you, Dana. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ties a career high with the 29-point effort. 60-42, the final. For Debbie Antonelli, LaChina Robinson, I'm Beth Mowens.